Ever wondered what's inside? Now you know. It's a compressor, a fan, some solenoids, and some motors. This is where used kitchen equipment goes to die. We've got 2 dead pizza ovens, 2 dead freezers, old coffee makers, not dead, but we upgraded. We just can't bear to part with any of this junk. 6 burner gas range. Those are boxes with like smoking chips and stuff. We used to do like in-house smoked pork and things like that. We got a little 2-vat deep fryer that we don't use anymore. I'm tempted to do a bombs away and just like tip the cart over, but this is Pepsi equipment, so we have to treat it nice until they come pick it up. This unit appears to have sprung some type of what we're thinking is like a syrup leak between the drum and the rear wall, and it just kind of dribbled down inside the guts, got everywhere, and started leaking out onto the countertop. We had called Pepsi out several times to make repairs on their equipment, and after a while we just deemed it was unneeded equipment and we were going to upgrade. We had a second machine, so we're still in really good shape. We're going to still sell this product. We just don't need 2 units. So that's our little storage room. That spare setting table I made the other day, this is where it lives now. But anyways, lights out. See you later. So this is our new piece of lovely soft serve equipment. Let's take a look at this plug. This is a standard North American 15 amp plug. This thing's rated 23 amps. We have 20 amp breaker service. So how in the world did this thing pass with a 15 amp plug and 23 amps? We need 30 amp service for this thing to even function properly. So this is probably another lesson learned the hard way. It's very important if you are purchasing equipment to communicate with your facilities department and make sure that you don't have any hidden surprises like this one. We cannot call this Dole Whip. That is a copyrighted, trademarked, patent infringement. We will refer to this as pineapple soft serve. It's been a couple weeks, but our parts for our pineapple soft serve machine have come in. We're going to replace this power cord, this 15 amp rated power cord, with some 10 gauge 30 amp plug, 30 amp receptacle, and a 30 amp circuit breaker to see if we can get our Wish.com ice cream machine to work. We're going to start by removing the side panel where the drop cord comes in. So we've got, what, 6 screws? 4 screws. And then we'll get a peek at the electrical connections inside. So we've got a strain relief here. That unthreads somehow. Okay. Is it Allen head? No, flat blade in there. Okay. Got a whole bunch of zip ties we need to cut. We need to trace our cable. Where does our incoming power cable go? So incoming power goes up here to this junction box, and I can tell you I'm not super impressed how this thing is bulging out already from the factory without even having used it. Can't imagine what's going on in there. But we're gonna find out. So we have a ring terminal, ground. This is neutral. It's going up to a blue spade terminal. Okay. Black is hot. It's gonna go, there's a relay that goes on right there. Okay, so we need to grab some wire terminal ends too. I thought we were gonna maybe wire nut these, but we're not. We've got a new cable run all the way up through here. New wire terminals. So this is looking good so far. We have a lot of drop cord. We're gonna cut it to length wherever it needs to plug into. So the next step is gonna be finding these two breakers and shutting them off. We're gonna leave these two in. This is gonna be replaced with a 30 amp receptacle and a new faceplate. This is kind of a dark and cramped area, but we have our faceplate labeled, we have our outlets wired. We just need to join all the pieces together, and then we're going to go over to the breaker box and install a 30 amp circuit breaker instead of a 20 amp. The wiring here is good. This is a good gauge. It's okay to run up to 30 amps on this, so we're good. We're electrically compliant. All right, we got our cable end on. Why is my camera jumping around? Cable end's done. The box is almost done. We had to come up with a temporary plate here because 30 amp and 15 amp, 20 amp typically don't come together on the same box. So this is going to be a temporary thing for now. I made this, right? But this plastic plate does not fit that box. Wiring is done, cable management is done. So side cover needs to come on, and the next step is the circuit breaker box way back there. All right, so let's recap. We had a new cord installed. We had a new plug end installed. New breaker in the panel installed. We went with a 30 amp instead of this 20 amp. So let's go ahead and flip it on. Do we have power? Ding, we have power. We gotta wait for the kitchen team to get here so they can fill it up with some ice cream mix, and we'll see if it trips the breaker.